They warned me. They warned me about this. I was on. They warned me about this, but you have to understand the context of what was going on when I wrote this song. It was 2004. I had been mobilized with the 1192nd Transportation Terminal Brigade. We were mobilized for a year, but they anticipated that they were going to need us for another 6 months, and then right behind that, they were going to need us for another 6 months behind that. And so, the brigade commander, and I hate to say this, Colonel Menard Sanders,
Colonel Sanders
said, if you guys will volunteer, what we'll do is we'll involuntarily extend you for an additional 6 months. But if something comes up and you have to go home, we'll let you go. And I knew that Colonel Sanders could drink all of us under the table, but he was also an honest man. He wouldn't lie to us. And so we all loved Colonel Sanders, and so we went along with him. But something came up in early 2004, and I anticipated that there might be some trouble with Colonel Sanders being able to keep his promise. He was selected to be the deputy commander of the SDDC, and he was going to put on a scar and leave us. And back in the back of my mind, I knew that Lieutenant Colonel Hedgepeth probably would run into trouble keeping the promises of Colonel Sanders. And so I was trying to communicate to the young troops, and our unit was fairly young, and I wanted them to understand in a language that they understood that there might be a problem. If they needed to go home, they might need to escalate their concern before Colonel Sanders departed. So in the course of about 2 hours, I wrote this rap song. You have to understand the context. We were at Corpus Christi at that time. We bounced around from port to port. But we were receiving equipment in by commercial line haul and rail, loaded onto ships and bringing it in the other way. And I happened to be working in the area of terminal operations, things loading on and off of trucks. We were working with civilian labor, so there's going to be that part in here as well. So finally, the only other thing that you have to understand about this is we rappers. we don't just go around by our first names, you know. I mean, so I started thinking, what kind of name did I need to have? My name is Terry, so I was racking my brain. You know, what kind of rapper name would I have? It can't just be Terry. Well, Ice-T was taken, and Mr. T was taken, so I decided I would be Hot T. But I'm not just Hot T. At the time, I was 53 years old, and I was a white guy, so you don't have a lot of 53-year-old white guys doing rap.
From the South.
From the South. So I became OWG, a.k.a. Hot T. As Old White Guy, also known as Hot T. Now, the song goes like this. Stage in the cargo with my homies in lot 3. Looking at the officers are reassessing me. Call for the truckers to get up on the ramp so the labor and the company don't get up in a cramp. Ramp up, pop it, you can like a nippy nippy dope. Ramp up, there's a way we holler just to make it so. Craving a day, y'all longing to be free of the tension and the rents and Major Roby's giving me. Begging and begging, you think you let me know? If I pass, he just laugh and say, we can't let you go. Ramp up, pop it, you can like a nippy nippy dope. Ramp up, there's a way we holler just to make it so. Calling my baby in the crib up in the hood, hoping to be reassured that everything is good. Ring in and ring in is all I seem to hear. No pass, too far away, now all I feel is fear. Ramp up, like it. Ramp up, there's a way to holler just to make it so. Looking for the Colonel P, I gotta get away. He said he sure would let me go, that he won't make me stay. Too late, they changed commander, what I gonna do? Cause Lieutenant Colonel Hedgepeth say, Hot T, I'm keeping you.